Well, economists from across the globe have dissected the near-term outlook for the world economy, and consensus is that the struggle with growth will continue well into 2023. Discussions in this regard at the World Economic Forum centered around the current challenges, risks faced in the near term, and the impact on citizens. Our business anchor, Tumisang Ndlovu, is, of course, live just this morning. She is in a very chilly Davos. Tumisang, it's great to see you. How grim is this picture being painted on the global economy?
Good morning, Michelle. I mean, if we were to relate and compare the grimness of the picture painted in terms of the 2023 near-term economic outlook, it is as freezing cold as what we are experiencing in Davos at sub-zero temperatures. But the Global Risk Report outlines that, which was released slightly before the gathering at 2023 WEF in Davos, showcasing and highlighting that the global economy is not likely to even grow at more than 2% at the stage that we are at, solely because the effects of the hiking cycle that speaks to interest rates from central banks across the world has started to have an impact on consumers, and that speaks to the banking customer, the citizen. The rising cost of living has also fueled that, and we know that we are experiencing an energy crisis not only in South Africa but in the likes of the UK, and WEF MD Saadia Zahidi places it quite well. Take a listen to that.
From that outlook, 2/3 of the chief economists surveyed consider that a global recession may be likely in 2023, including about 18% that consider a global recession to be extremely likely. However, there's about 1/3 that do not expect that to be happening. 100% do believe that there will be very low, very tepid growth, recession or not. And in terms of inflation, there's a very mixed picture. But overall, there's a sense that by the end of 2023, we will be in a better place than we were at the end of 2022.
So, Michelle, a chilling picture of what the global economy, you and I and the rest of citizens across the world are going to experience in terms of that looming recession. A recession is not an easy task, particularly for central banks as well as economic policy. It dictates that policymakers and lawmakers need to find a way to circumvent around how to cushion the consumer.
And perhaps collaboration is the answer, Tumisang. This global collaboration that's set to be sought to address all of these economic challenges is now being discussed. What would that look like exactly?
It's quite an idealistic picture of world bankers as well as world policymakers and politicians in terms of finance ministers trying to find a discourse to implement within their own economies that is going to turn around and make sure that the tide goes towards a positive side. That is not going to happen overnight, and it's been quite clear in the deliberations here at WEF 2023 that it's not going to be an easy task. In terms of tangible solutions that have been provided, there's a remaining call for an ease in interest rate hikes, and we've already started seeing that in the likes of the US, and South Africa is meant to subsequently follow. However, that's not going to be tomorrow, as the US is anticipated to hike rates at least by 50 basis points, given that the inflation has eased only to 6.1%, and in South Africa, it's already flagged just this week, yesterday, in fact, in an ABSA report, that inflation is going to remain above 6%, which is far beyond that target range by the central bank in the country of 3 to 6%. So for now, it's a matter of economies trying to navigate how to, mitigate between the rising cost of living as well as interest rates and the effect that has on the consumer, which has buying power that fuels the economy, Michelle.
Well, as discussions take place on this grim picture around the global economy, of course, the focus here at home, Tumisang, is around what the finance minister had to say on the sidelines of those discussions, that load shedding will be a thing of the past in the next 12 to 18 months. So, right, that's a picture they lied to us from Davos this morning, our business anchor, Tumisang Ndlovu.